It's really sad news to share that the world has lost the brilliant Catherine O'Hara at the age of 71. Her manager's office confirmed her passing on January 30th. You know, just hearing her name probably makes you smile. From all those iconic roles that made us laugh so hard, she was a true master. But behind all those unforgettable characters, there's a really inspiring story about how she saw life itself.
Now, her cause of death is being kept private, and we absolutely respect that. But that got us thinking. Catherine was always pretty open about her life, and it turns out her perspective was shaped by a very specific and rare health condition she lived with. So what exactly did she share with all of us?
Okay, so this brings us to a part of her story that a lot of people might not actually know about. It was never a secret, but it gives you this incredible context for who she was behind the characters we all love.
So, the actress we all know as the one and only Moira Rose, or the frantic Kate McAllister from Home Alone, she was always open about having a condition called situs inversus. Now that sounds pretty complex, right? But the idea behind it is absolutely fascinating.
So, what in the world is situs inversus? Well, once you understand this mirror image she had on the inside, her incredible outlook on life makes even more sense.
To put it simply, it's a rare condition that you're born with, where all of your major internal organs are basically arranged in a mirror image of where they should be. Everything is just flipped to the opposite side.
And this really breaks it down for us. According to Johns Hopkins, it's a complete reversal. So, her heart, it's on the right side of her chest. That specific variation has its own name, Dextrocardia.
And honestly, it's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It just means the heart is sitting over on the right side of the chest instead of the left, where we'd normally expect to find it. And sometimes, dextrocardia isn't the whole story. It can be part of an even bigger picture called situs inversus. This is where some or even all of the organs in your chest and abdomen are flipped. It's like your entire internal setup is a perfect mirror image of the textbook layout. And this right here is probably the most important thing to understand. We're talking about a different layout, not a body that's built wrong. It's just a different blueprint. For so many people with this, all the parts are there, they're healthy, and they work perfectly fine. They're just in a different zip code. So you're probably wondering, how on earth does this happen? Well, first off, it's not something you can catch. It's a congenital condition, which means it all gets decided way, way back in the earliest stages of development in the womb. It's when the body is figuring out its basic left from right plan. Sometimes it has to do with genetics and these microscopic hair-like things called cilia, which basically act like a construction crew, telling all the organs where they're supposed to go. So this leads to a pretty obvious question, right? If your insides are a mirror image, how would you even know? Let's get into what the symptoms look like and how doctors actually discover it. I mean, it's the #1 question for any health condition, isn't it? What does it feel like? What should you be looking out for? And get this, because here comes the biggest surprise of all. For many, many people, there are 0 symptoms. None. They can live their whole lives, feel perfectly healthy, and only find out completely by accident, maybe from an x-ray they got for a broken rib or something totally unrelated. Okay, so if the organ placement itself doesn't cause problems, what's the big deal? Well, it's because when symptoms do show up, it's often a clue that there's another condition along for the ride. For instance, if those cilia we talked about aren't working right, a person might get a ton of sinus infections. Or in other cases, the dextrocardia might come with a separate heart defect, and that would cause things like fatigue or shortness of breath. So how do doctors nail this down for sure? Well, the process is actually pretty direct. A doctor might get a hint during a regular physical exam, but the real confirmation comes from imaging. A simple chest x-ray or an EKG usually makes the heart's position obvious. And from there, they can use things like an echocardiogram or an MRI to get a complete, detailed map of where everything is. All right, now for the part I know you've been waiting for. We've talked about the what and the how, but what is it actually like to live your life day in and day out with your heart on the right side? You know, the incredible actress Catherine O'Hara reportedly has situs inversus. And she's just a fantastic example of the main takeaway here. You can have this super rare anatomy and go on to live a totally full, vibrant, and incredibly successful life. This is it. This is the big one. The question at the heart of it all. So let's just tackle the most common concerns people have head on. Okay, let's do a little rapid fire round. Can you exercise? Yes, absolutely. Just get the green light from your doctor first. Do you need a special diet? Nope, your digestive system is just fine. Can you work a normal job? Travel the world? Yes, and yes. For most people, life is completely normal. Though, pro tip, carrying a medical note when you travel is a really smart move. Now listen up, because this is probably the single most important safety tip you need to know. Since your organs are a mirror image, your symptoms can be too. So think about appendicitis. That classic sign is a sharp pain in your lower right abdomen. Well, for someone with situs inversus, that same life-threatening pain could show up on the lower left. You can see why telling doctors about your anatomy is so critical. Okay, let's pull all of this together. Let's turn all this information into a simple, practical game plan. Whether you have this condition, know someone who does, or maybe even just suspect it. Here's what you do step by step. First, just talk to your doctor and get some imaging to confirm it one way or another. Second, make sure your official medical chart is flagged, big and bold. If you get a lot of infections, bring that up. And this is a huge one. You have to be your own advocate. Every time you meet a new doctor, nurse, or paramedic, tell them. It could save your life. Wow, okay, we have covered a ton of ground today. But you know what? The conversation shouldn't stop here. Now it's your turn. I really want to bring you into this.
While having a mirror image body is a wild medical fact, it's not what defined her, not at all. The real lesson, the wisdom she gave us, is all about her philosophy on something we all have to deal with, aging. This is where you really see how she chose to see the world.
You know, back in 2022, she said something to Entertainment Tonight that just captures her spirit perfectly. She said, "I'm lucky to be alive, so I don't mind aging." Think about that. It's pure gratitude. It's not a complaint about getting older, it's a celebration of just getting the chance to do it.
And she really built on that idea with this piece of advice she shared. She said, instead of thinking about slowing down as you get older, imagine you're going to live to be 90. Her final words on it were so simple. You look forward. Wow, what an incredible way to approach life.
So what's her lasting legacy? Because it's so much more than the awards and the unforgettable roles. It's this mindset, this idea of always looking forward. That's the real lesson we can all take with us.
So here's the bottom line. Catherine O'Hara's true legacy isn't just her amazing body of work. It's this powerful lesson in perspective. It's a challenge to every single one of us to embrace our lives with gratitude and to always look forward.
And that leaves us with one final thought, one big question. Her advice, it wasn't just for people nearing 70, it's for all of us right now. What would change in your life, starting today, if you truly believed, if you operated on the assumption that you were going to live to be 90? Seriously, think about it. How would that change your plans, your goals, just your day-to-day life? We genuinely want to hear what you think. Drop your answer to that question in the comments below. And hey, if you want to keep digging into stories like this one, make sure you hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. That way you won't miss our next explainer. Can't wait to see you for the next one.